Good morning and welcome to Fundamental Mathematics. I'm your host, Dr. Turner. Today we are talking about 7.1. We're getting into Unit 7. Fundamental B is a little bit all over the place. We're covering a bit of this, that, and the other topics as you're getting ready in theory to take Integrated Math 1 or you're catching up on the fundamentals. Today we're looking at just basic geometry. We are going to be looking at a perimeter area. We're going to look at circles and then we're going to look at word problems. So for 7.1, we're starting out with perimeter. Now, if you look on any type of cheat sheet or a formula sheet or something in the back of the book, depending on what you're using, there are going to be formulas all over the place that represent perimeter. So even for something as basic as, let's say, a triangle, if you look at a book or a formula sheet, there is likely going to be a perimeter formula for a triangle. You'll have a diagram of a triangle. It's going to label these with different, values, typically A, B, and C. And then at the bottom, it's going to say, perimeter formula for the triangle is equal to A plus B plus C. And you'll find something similar for all of your shapes. However, the only thing you really need to know for perimeter is that perimeter is the distance around the outside of a polygon. Polygon being a convex shape, so all our corners are sort of sticking out. And for the most part, especially with fundamentals, we're looking at basic shapes: a triangle, a square, a rectangle, a hexagon, an octagon, any of those types of things. Those are all polygons, and the perimeter is just measuring the distance around the outside. Now, why do I mention this? Well, you are more than welcome to memorize or commit to memory, or heck, look at your cheat sheet and have that perimeter formula memorized. But I personally, I don't remember any of those formulas. I know that I just need to add up all the outside sides. So if I had a question, let's say, for instance, that involved perimeter of this same example, again, not to scale, but you get the idea. Let's say I have a triangle, and those sides are 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters, and 17 centimeters. And I ask you for the perimeter. All you need to know is perimeter, add up the sides. 10 plus 15 plus 17. And if you need to do that, you can use a calculator. That ends up being 42 centimeters. Right? So this is meant to make your life easier. You are more than welcome to remember the perimeter formulas if you feel like you need to. Otherwise, my recommendation is just know perimeter, add up all the sides. It's literally the definition. So that being said, there are a couple exceptions, right? And again, you can look through any of these. I don't know, let's say we take a rectangle, for instance. Now, a rectangle, you should know the properties of these shapes by now. Rectangle is marked by length and width, where the length is the same on two sides, the width is the same on two sides. So same thing, but perimeter formula officially would be 2 times length plus W, which is just saying you're adding up 4 sides, but 2 sides on each side are the same. Length and length are the same, width and width are the same. You would get the same thing by just taking L plus W plus L plus W. Again, my recommendation, don't waste the brain power trying to remember that perimeter formula. You can if you'd like, it's not necessary. That being said, however, it is very possible that you get a problem involving perimeter, involving a rectangle, and let's say they say, okay, well, this side is 5 inches, and this side is 20 inches, and maybe they tell you it's a rectangle. They could tell you in words, they could tell you with symbols, but this could be your diagram for a question like number 2. And so even though, as I'm explaining this to a lot of students, they may come to me and say, oh, well, how am I supposed to add up all the sides if I don't know all the sides? And that is the catch, right? The catch is that you should know by now, hopefully, that a rectangle has opposite sides that are equal. So if I tell you, let's say the left side is 5, you should automatically know that the right side is 5. If the top side is 20, you should automatically know that the bottom side is 20. They're not going to write out those numbers if they've already told you that it's a rectangle, typically. So that's the one exception where if you didn't remember the properties of a rectangle, you could look at that perimeter formula that's given on a most sheets, and be able to figure out the perimeter without being given all the sides, even though they are technically given because it's a rectangle. So there are some caveats like that are thrown in here, but 20 plus 5 plus 20 plus 5 is 50 inches. Right? So just keep that in mind. Same thing if I gave you something like let's say square, again, pretending that this is a square, we should know by now that a square has all sides that are congruent. So if I say I have a square with one side that is 4 feet, that's enough to find the perimeter, because you should know that all sides of a square are congruent, which means all sides are 4 feet. So you're doing 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Again, there is a perimeter formula that's going to be listed. It's going to say P equals 4S, where S is the side of the rectangle. 4 times 4 is the same as 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. Perimeter here is 16 feet. Okay. So just keep those little twerks in mind. Again, you're more than welcome to use your notes as much as you like, but for my recommendation, anytime you're doing perimeter, add up all the sides. That's it for today, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, have a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.